Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For this week's video, I wanted to talk about laser hair removal. I'm currently getting laser hair removal and I just wanted to share my experiences and how I think about it and how the results are so far. And I hope this will be helpful for some of you who are thinking of getting laser hair removal themselves. Before I get into the video, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, it would be amazing. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. So to begin with, just a little bit of background information about me. As you might be able to tell, I've got quite dark hair and unfortunately I've got it everywhere on my body, so I actually have had more hair than most guys I know, and they're very dark, very thick. So I tried everything that's out there. I tried shaving, but that didn't work because the hair kept growing back too fast and you had that dark spots. I tried waxing, which I hated. It hurt so much, so I didn't do it for long. And I tried epilating, which was my favorite way of getting rid of my hair, but still it hurt. And you had that awkward growing phase, like waiting a week for the hair to be long enough to be removed by the epilator, so it wasn't ideal. So I think about 2 years ago I started thinking about laser hair removal, but it was very expensive, and so I kept postponing it and saying, well, later, I'm gonna do it sometime in the future. But half a year ago I moved to Switzerland and I saw like an offer that I hadn't seen it cheaper anywhere. So they're doing like the entire body for 400 Swiss francs per like session, and I haven't seen it cheaper anywhere else. So I just went there, talked to the woman and made an appointment and started my laser hair removal journey, and I'm very happy I did. So how does laser hair removal work? I'm getting a treatment that's called the wether technology, which claims to be twice as fast as traditional hair removal techniques. It also says that you have like an optimal success rate and that you will have permanently free hair results, and that it's very gentle and almost doesn't hurt, and that you can use it on every skin tone and have almost every hair color removed. So these are like the promises of this method. So what actually happens during laser hair removal? So the laser moves across your skin, and while it does that, it emits a light which is absorbed by the pigment in your hair. The light is then converted into heat, and the heat damages the hair follicle. So if you're lucky, it completely destroys it, so the hair doesn't grow back. But sometimes it just damages it, so it takes a little longer to grow back and the hair's getting thinner and a little bit lighter. So what's so revolutionary about the wether method? I think the only thing is that it's supposed to be quicker, like the session doesn't take as long as traditional methods just because it emits more light, and like that just destroys more hair follicles in a shorter period of time. So how many treatments do you need? On the website it says you need 8 to 10 treatments, but really it does depend on a few factors like your gender, your age, your weight, hormones, or like genetics. So you can't really say, oh, you're going to take 8 weeks, you're going to take 10, maybe you need 12. So it really depends on yourself. So in between sessions, you have like a 4 to 8 week period where you have like that break. And that's just because your hair grows in 3 phases. The first one is the anagen, that's the active phase. That's actually when your hair is growing and when you can see it. And it's also the only phase where laser hair removal works, because the laser reaches the hair follicle. Afterwards you have the catalin, which is like a very, very short period. It's just 1 to 2 days, and that's when the hair sheds, so it falls out. And the third phase is the telogen, that's the resting phase. That's when your hair doesn't grow and is preparing to move on to the active phase and start growing again. The tricky thing about the telogen phase or the resting phase is that you don't know how long it takes. So if you're lucky, it's just a few days, but sometimes it can be weeks or months or even years until the hair decides to grow back. That's also the reason why you sometimes have to have more treatments later on in life, because the hair decides to grow back and leaves that resting phase. But that's not a problem. You just have like 2 to 3 treatments later on and it's gonna be gone. So the treatment is not recommended for people who have diabetes, who are pregnant, who have skin cancer, who have a sun allergy, who have like skin conditions like eczema, who have a thyroid dysfunction, and also people who have blood clotting disorders or seizure disorders. So let's get to the interesting part, my experiences with it. So at first I was incredibly nervous because like you're getting naked in front of a stranger and I just didn't feel very comfortable. But the woman I had like my treatment, she's so nice, so I very quickly felt comfortable and it really wasn't a thing. You are covered with towels almost the entire time. She's just working on like smaller body parts, so if you're worried about it, it really isn't that big of a thing because I was worried and I feel totally comfortable about it now. So per session it takes like 2 hours for me to do my face and my body, and I think that's a good time. There's a lot of skin to cover and so I think 2 hours is actually not bad, but it really depends on like your size, how tall you are, how big you are. You might take longer, you might take less time. Really depends on your size and the treatment you choose to do. So I actually had 3 treatments so far and the results are amazing. I had really dark hair and now I've been growing my hair for like 6 weeks and my arms still look amazing. Like I don't have to worry going outside anymore, and there's less hair and the hair's lighter, so you don't really see it that much, and that's just amazing for me. It really boosts my confidence and I feel a lot more feminine looking at me in the mirror, so that's amazing. So what about the pain? I mean, it's not pain-free. You have to know that. Some body parts it really is, like where you have lighter hair or less hair. For me it's my back or my stomach area or even my arms, although my hair was quite dark there, but it doesn't hurt too much on there either. So these parts really are quite pain-free, but where your hair is very thick and dark and you've got a lot of hair, it can really hurt. So for me it's like the worst is like the public area. That just, it hurts, let me tell you, but it's so worth it, so it's alright, but it does hurt. And like my armpits hurt quite a bit, and also like very sensitive parts like your fingers or your toes. And for me also like when there's not a lot of fat and you only have your bone and skin, it really does hurt as well. So for me it's also my legs, like my shins, that really do hurt, but it's so worth it. And you can always tell the person who's doing the treatment, oh, that's a bit too much for me. They can regulate it. It's not going to be as efficient as when you choose to endure a little bit more pain, which I do because I really want to get rid of my hair. I'm just like, okay, it's just a second, you can do that. But you can always say, oh right, that's too much for me, or you can like take a break or things like that. So it really isn't too bad, but you need to know it's not entirely pain-free. So do I regret getting laser hair removal? Absolutely not. I'm loving the results. I'm loving how I'm feeling. I'm so happy about it and I can't wait to like have the next treatment and see the results afterwards. So for people who are really struggling with dark hair and who feel like they are not comfortable in their body and are very cautious of their hair growth and really struggle with it, this is absolutely perfect. It's gonna give you amazing results, and I just highly recommend it. It really changed my life for the better. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this week's video and that you learned something new and that I might have helped you with your decision making. So if you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content. I'd be very grateful. But for now, have a lovely week and I'll see you for next week's video. Thank you and goodbye.